Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the StarLadder StarSeries Season 14 presented by iLeague. We're jumping into our second map here between Titan and Team Kappa. Titan just took map number 1. Pretty close, to be honest, though. 16-13, and with GreyFace sort of still being a new roster. Obviously, some very impressive names on the team, with the roster still being someone new. Very impressive they were able to take that many rounds against a team like Titan. Granted, again, Titan are using a fill-in. However, still, nonetheless, let's not take that away from them. However, Titan had to be meanie weenies. And now for their map pick, they're going to be jumping onto probably the hardest map for this team to play up against, which is going to be over here on Train. Now again, the reason why I say it's such a hard map for GreyFace to play against is for the same reason why it was such a good pick for GreyFace to go into Dust 2. Is that while Dust 2 is a map that's been in the rotation for a very long time, and everybody knows pretty much everything about that map, and it hasn't been changed that much, with the exception of fixing a couple of spots where the bombs can get stuck and yada yada yada. Train is very new, and obviously, again, we've only really had it in the rotation for like a season and a half now, in terms of trying to keep it in there competitively, if you go by like the FACEIT and ESCA and CEVO seasons and all that stuff. So we've only really had it in the rotation for like 1.5 seasons at this point, so the map really hasn't been explored all that much, and, you know, there's not really like something you can go look up. You can't just go ask your other competitive friends, hey, what do you guys do on this map, yada yada yada. Obviously, it's something that each team sort of needs to formulate their own strategy for until it becomes a little bit more solidified in that regard. So for a new team that is bringing in experience from all sorts of different ways, everybody's going to have their own idea as to how they want to play this map. It's not really going to be very well formulated, and overall it makes it a very hard map for any new team to play on. So, keeping that in mind, Titan obviously have a very big advantage jumping into this. Also, with them winning the knife round 2, they're going to be able to start off over here onto the CT side, which is going to be an even bigger advantage for themselves, just because in addition to it being a newer map that has, you know, that sort of a disadvantage to it to newer teams, obviously with it being this map and being a CT side as it is, obviously Titan are just going to be having every single advantage they can ask for here right from the get-go. If they pick up this pistol, they're solid basically here to start things off. As you only normally expect for a team like this, I mean, predictably, I would say getting like 5 or 6 rounds on GreyFace's end of this half would be a really good half for themselves, picking up that many. If they can get just around that, they're going to be in a great position jumping onto the CT side. And if they can't pick up the pistol, obviously, you know, if they do pick up the pistol, that's like 3 out of 5 or 6 of those right from the get-go that they're going to get for free, so long as they don't have any trouble with the second round buy from Titan. But if they can't pick that one up, Titan do a good job, and GreyFace is going to have so much work to do to get themselves into this game and to get the scoreline they needed. So my prediction for this matchup, I personally think that we're probably going to end up seeing Titan close this out pretty simply. I'll say something like 16-6 around there would be my prediction. But we'll wait and see, because I wasn't expecting them to pick up 13 points against Titan in the last map either. This team has been surprising me quite a bit. They've been very strong, even against TSM. I believe they had a pretty good map in that set as well. So overall, we'll see how things go now. As soon as we get unpaused, for some reason, they are spamming umlaut characters and emojis in the chat right now. So I don't really know what the deal is beyond this, but shox, scream, youns, and pauf, along with BARBARR, having a grand old time there. Just opening up their emoji thing and bringing everything in. So, oh, okay. So existence is bioing right now, as we call it. So as soon as existence is back, we'll resume the match. There we go. He's back, and let's get into it, guys. So here we go. Now we're actually getting started. It's Titan versus GreyFace here at the StarLadder StarSeries Season 14. Titan currently leads the set, in case you guys were wondering. The score is right here. There's the score. And here for GreyFace. Titan currently leads 1-0, and this is a best of 3. So if they pick this one up, it's going to end the set. And for GreyFace, if they somehow manage to surprise the heck out of me and pick up this map, then we'll go on to our third map, which I believe is going to be Mirage. I have to double check that. Might be Overpass, but if I remember correctly, it's Mirage. So GreyFace going to work for a quick take, an all-in essentially here into the inside yard. They line up 5 players to push themselves into this once again. And they're going to push their way down the ramp for the most part here. Everybody working their way in. A great flash comes out there too, so Titan's actually going to be held back. They get up here pretty cleanly, so the very least of this round, they're going to get a plant. And now as they work their way in, some more nades and whatnot, it's going to actually hit the members of GreyFace pretty heavily, but there was a response state too that brought RpK down to 43 HP, so not the best situation for him. Younes is going to try to sneak through, but Kévin is ready for that. He picks up 1 kill. Scream's quick to trade things out, but all his time is going by here. Thankfully, Scream's got the kit, and he's going to pick up with this kill being picked up onto Kévin. The rest of them are going to press forward. shox finding one from what's on top of the pop train. He's going to find both Queaton along with BARBARR now. as he drops those two. Pauf getting a response. He tries to press out a little bit more. Jumpy picking up one, but so does Existence, and shox holds it. That molly does come back down, but it's going to fade a little bit too quickly, and we will see Scream coming back in there. He'll be able to defuse this bomb, and that's going to be the pistol round being picked up by the members of Titan. Now, good attempt from GreyFace. It's great now that they do get the plan off of this, because if they go for a save round here, and especially if they can get a lot of damage done, then they can just go for a third round buy-up, and they get their rifles in the hands early. But in order to make that third round as impactful as you would like to expect from these guys, we do need to see them doing a big impact here, and that's what they're lining up for now. A Deagle on Kabam, P250s for the rest of these guys, no armor and no utility behind any of it, so they're really looking to save for round number 3. But if they can get some damage here, especially onto those that have bought rifles, and that's going to be a great way to start as Kabam finds Scream. shox will get the trade, but back to the point, if they can get that damage off and drop like 2 to 3 of these rifles here, then that's going to force so much of a rebuy here, and they're going to look very, very weak on that third round, and GreyFace might just be able to strike back. So we'll see once again. shox is being challenged, but he's picking them off one by one at this point. He's up to 3 kills already, looking for a 4th, but Existence is here to help out with it as well. He's going to pop out. He's got Kabam trapped in the corner over there, and he's going to take up his teammate's position, takes him down, steals the kill, granted, but in the name of saving his life, not the worst thing in the world. And now RpK is going to pop out, drops Pauf as he tries to jump his way outside of the ladder room, and that will be Titan picking up their second point here as well. Only losing that one player, so not too bad for themselves. They are still going to be in a very, very good position here to counter out the third gun round buy that we're going to see coming up from the members of GreyFace now. And unfortunately, because they make this choice again, there's some ups and downs with this. If you can get the good damage in the second round, then it's great, because, you know, your opponents are still going to be on a lot of SMGs or even pistol buys too if you can drop those with rifles, but you're not really going to have a whole lot of utility, which is what we can see here for the members of GreyFace now. They have 2 smokes in the mix, and beyond this, of course, a whole load of flashes, but Jumpy starts it off well. He's going to be able to catch shox, and shox is a little bit over-aggressive. They do find out he's there. Scream is going to look for the trade as he gets some good damage off on a Pauf, but Pauf is able to escape from T-Con there. He gets himself out of harm's way, and is going to survive that encounter with only 20 HP now. The rest of GreyFace lining up for the default take, as we can see some players lined up to jump themselves down to the ladder room. More working their way in through T-Con. Cédric is going to regroup now with the bomb carrier here to pick it up for himself, and I believe they're going to move Pauf back over there outside of Ivy as well. The rest of this team will get ready to move in, just taking their good old time with it. Keep in mind, with only those 3 smokes, with only those 3 smokes to work with, it is going to be a little bit rough to make their way into the site, but if they can find a good setup for this one, then it's going to be a great setup anyway, and they'll be able to find their way in. But look at that from Youns, jumping right out. He's going to be able to find both Kabam and Cédric, and they just line right up for them, and already this offensive is having so many problems for GreyFace. They have to pull it back, and now they're actually going to change up the strat a little bit, because the bomb has gone down, so they've got to get a way to pick this back up. Youns has just now realized this as well, that he has the bomb down, so he's going to move forward. He's going to find a 3rd kill. He's flashed at this point, but holding the safe corner, so they're going to have to wide peek him, and the flash is gone now, so he's going to look for more. Unfortunately, that corner not as safe as I think he was expecting it to be, so Jumpy's going to be able to come out and finish him up before he can do any more damage. The rest of these players from the T side down to 20 seconds. Pauf rolls out. He's going to find the headshot and a Scream, and now they think it was transition over to the inside yard there, so they're going to rotate a little bit off, but Existence still here to manage things. Pauf will be left as the final player alive, ironically enough, as he was the first one to take damage, but still, there's not a whole lot left he can do. He's going to try to press forward, see if he can get the plan off at the very least, finds 1 kill, and if he can pick up that shot, he's going to end it, but I think, nope, not going to have enough time to play that plan out, unfortunately. If he'd moved a little bit quicker and didn't look for that kill, he might have been able to done it, but not going to happen. And Existence will not find the kill either. So at the very least, Pauf is going to make it out of this round with an AK for himself, but for the rest of these guys, they're going to be back onto an eco. And now, in terms of what we see here from GreyFace, like again, as we said, it's going to be a full eco for the most part here. P250s again as they save up to quickly rebuy things, and this is a good solid ground being maintained here by the members of Titan now. They're going to be able to pick things up very well. They bring themselves more than likely up to 4 points off of the hinges of this one. We'll see GreyFace go for the buy after that, but still the 4-0 lead here, not bad at all for Titan to start things off, and that does prevent a lot of the free round pickups from being gained here by the members of GreyFace. Along with this too is it's going to be great now a round such as this, so long as they don't have too much trouble, and so long as Pauf isn't really allowed to do as much damage here, they can keep as many players alive. This is going to be a problem getting later if they don't stop this, but if they can really quickly execute this as they are doing now, actually 2 kills are going to get traded back out for the T's, and another one's going to happen there from Jumpy too, so they actually don't do too bad of a job. So unfortunately, the money for Titan is going to continue to be low. Jumpy does try to get the plant, but tries to take a duel instead there as he cancels his plant. So shox will still be able to take him down. No plant for the members of GreyFace, so they'll be missing that $800, but they go for the buy anyway, including BARBARR's up, so they'll get that in play. And the big problem here, as I was trying to say before we kind of got into the action there of that previous round, the big problem for Titan is going to be that, to be honest here, their money still really isn't that good of a spot. So their money's still very low, and that's something they have to watch out for here going into some of these later rounds. As you know, look at the amounts that they're working with right now. 2,500 is the highest player stack they have, and that's going to be on Existence. So if they drop this round, they're immediately onto an eco. They have to try to build that up a little more. This is a problem for themselves back over on their T side on Dust 2 as well, so there's something that needs to be watched out for. This GreyFace is not bad at all at trading kills at the very least to do some damage. It's just coming out in the clutch that seems to be the problem here for the members of GreyFace at this point. Not sure if it's due to communicative issues or just higher player skill than members of Titan, but something's coming off here. But Alpha's going to open things up here for the members of GreyFace to start things off. No kills being traded off by Titan at this point in time. And with shox also taking the damage he's taken, this is still a very, very overall big advantage being maintained here by the T side. They can still work for that outside take, and for some reason, Titan just continue to get aggressive here. So pauf is going to find yet another kill over here, as he's going to be able to drop shox. The rest are working their way into this now. You've got Scream. He's going to watch out for the Ivy push as well as the tight angle push, so it's going to be a very, very hard hold for him to have. I imagine he's going to get cornered here in just a second as they slowly start to push out, and there you go. Waiting manages to find him. Younes does get the trade, but two more are going to end up pushing out, so they get site control. RpK is still here and is still in the overall yard area, but again, he's also slowly going to get surrounded, and oh, he even gets the off-angle chance to take down Kabulm, but misses that opportunity, so Kabulm's going to be able to take him down a very clean round from GreyFace. They take some damage, but they keep 4 players alive at the end of it, and now they're going to be able to go very heavily into this next one. pauf, of course, no trouble at all, rebuy his AK. It actually gets tossed over to him by a teammate, but for Titan, they're back to square one, essentially. They're going to be on an eco here. No armor behind it, just a couple upgraded pistols here. 3 deagles, so maybe they can get lucky and work something with that, but we didn't really see any of that coming off in the previous map, so I wouldn't be surprised if they fall through fairly quickly here as well, but we shall see as GreyFace again lining up to work their way out. shox is trying to get aggressive, but only leaves Ivy wide open due to that play. And now they can just go for this default A. RpK does get the Huanding headshot here. He's going to look for more, but over-reveals himself, so SKYTTEN is going to be able to shut him down. Scream getting naded there as well, down to 76 HP, but actually not going to press forward over here inside of Ivy just as of yet, as unfortunately I think the player that ended up falling was the one that was carrying the bomb, so they're going to have to move back over there just outside of T-Con to reclaim that. Then they can make their take. The rest of them, though, are already poised to move in. You've got the 2 players dropped down inside of ladder room, ready to push in from that regard. Just waiting for Jumpy to get himself into a spot here, too. And he's moving out. Younes does try to look for the shot. He does bring him down to 66 HP, but it's not enough. And even a not being picked up here now as well, off of the corpse of a dead teammate. He does decide to trade it back down to an AK, as you can see, but still, just taking their time with this. GreyFace, no reason to rush this play, and overall, all they need to do is eliminate these players. But Existence, getting one from heaven, they don't expect him to be there at all, so Existence gets the Collat headshot over there to shut down an additional player from GreyFace. And slowly, of course, Kévin's going to be able to rotate over and finish him off. Boom, with an interesting spray to finish that one off, as I think he hit his mouse or something, but indeed, we will see another round be picked up here by the members of Team Kappa. And for Titan, with that 1 save, they can choose a double save here if they would like, but I imagine this is still a good point for them to go for it if they want to, but yep, they actually are going to, well, it's interesting because the decision's made super late, but they do decide to go for the buy, and it's going to be a double op setup here as well. Existence with the glass cannon op, and shox specifically getting the much more normalized setup, and he's going to position himself just on the outside of Ivy here, waiting for more players to push in towards him. 2 are going to work towards him. He gets a nice flick over here on SKYTTEN, and if he does end up falling, Existence is here to help him out with it as well. But the rest of GreyFace now, as they lose a player very, very early on in this round, they're going to hold back again, just biding their time, hoping they can find some over-aggression from the members of Titan. Not pressing in towards any of these sites just as of yet, but more than likely going to look like a little bit of a split here, as Ivy will push itself in maybe, or at least Jumpy may decide to make some noise over here, and if he doesn't, he can fall right back over towards the back of the B-halls and regroup with his team to go for the inside take, which is definitely going to be the game plan now, looking at the current rotations. Titan, they've got 2 players in here to defend this. Younes, obviously, I believe, actually doesn't have the op. He's only got the M4 at this point, but they're going to play it very close. Normally you see these guys playing it behind the blue train to the right of Younes right now, or back over outside of Z, but Younes is actually going to play it just over here behind the bomb train, watching out towards upper, and RpK is going to watch out for a more direct push over here behind the bomb train as well, and at the bottom of ramp. And this is great, too, because the smoke doesn't come out of screen, the initial entry point, so he's got free shots. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. He's going to finish it off, and Younes also was able to pick up a player pushing in from upper, too, so he finishes him off. Titan are going to be able to once again come out on top here with another round. A very solid setup, too. They figured that out very, very quickly, and they just lined up perfectly for it. So there's no trades at all from GreyFace. And that round does not go the way they were expecting it to do at all. So now Titan again, still maintaining that double op setup for themselves. GreyFace will still be able to go for a buy, thankfully, here as well, because for the 2 rounds that they did pick up, they were fairly clean ones as far as the T side is concerned, so they're going to get another AK buyout. It'll be stretching the money, but they've got utility and everything behind it, including an armor and an additional smoke for BARBARR, so GreyFace is still looking very much so armed to the teeth And they'll be able to push their way back out for an inside take. This one coming out much quicker, so RPK and these guys won't be able to position. They've only got one naturally in the sight. And RPK tries to take some shots from ladder. Youns at the very least picks up 1 kill, but pauf actually coming in like a monster. They're picking up both of those frags onto the natural defenders, so that's going to take them down. And now it's both Existence and Scream here, trying to work their way back in, but to be honest, the save might end up getting called very early, and that's exactly what's going to happen. The money from Titan is nowhere near safe as of yet here. You can look at it, 2,600, 2,600, 2,100, 650, and 1,200 on everybody for the team. So they're gonna get some more stacked up. They could probably rebuy 2 more rifles. I would assume they could afford that. But if they are going to be able to save all 3 of these guns, then it's still going to make for a very competent buy. This is a much better choice in the long run because, again, keep in mind, they still have a 3-round advantage. It's going to be two more after this round is picked up, but they still have about a 2-round advantage here after this round, and overall, that's still nothing to really scoff at, obviously, here. If they save up and if they can get another competent gun round, it's much better than trying to go for a retake, which they probably won't get, and losing those big guns and then not being able to rebuy it at all, or at the very least being at a cusp of a rebuy and having just a very, very iffy overall economy going into that next round. So they save it, and now because of this, obviously, everybody's going to have rifles going into this one. For the most part, everybody has utility as well, and it just looks a lot better, obviously. GreyFace picks up 1 point, but hopefully they'll be able to trade it back out here, and they'll let the economy stack up a little bit, but that's going to be BARBARR picking up the first shot once again for the T's. So he takes down shox. We're starting to push their way in through Ivy as well. Nobody watching Ivy at all right now, and this is going to be very, very bad if they don't correct this. I think they've moved into youns, apologies, into a position to try to watch out for this, but look at it, again, nobody's watching it, so he's going to peek it, and he's a dead man now. Now they realize there's a push from Ivy. Oh crap, we've got to watch out for this. Nice little one-tap there from Screen to take down pauf, but he's surrounded, and that's going to be Kévin finishing him off. Jumpy finds the kill as well, and just like that, the site's cleared. So that was a big mistake, to be honest, there, on just not watching out for an Ivy push. I don't know what was happening there. I don't know if somebody was supposed to be doing that, and he just didn't do his job, or if they just assumed it wouldn't be coming in from that direction, but for some reason they left Ivy completely wide open, and the members of GreyFace just walk right into that site there. We did see that very nice shot from Scream, but again, he's surrounded too. He's caught off guard. As they work their way over to the mid-tunnel, they take him out, and it's just cleanup duty from that point forward for GreyFace. So all of that saving from Titan for absolutely nothing now, as they're going to go into an eco anyway, and GreyFace will be able to close the gap even more. They bring things up to just a 1-round advantage now for the favor of Titan, and also Titan's going to be on an eco here, so unless they come out with a nice little play to try and eco the members of GreyFace, then more than likely they'll be able to tie things up at 5 points, which is already making my prediction a little bit wrong at this point. Doing a very, very good job at stacking up those rounds. And Titan is going to have to do a little bit more work to try and grow things here. Already picking up a lot of kills. See a nice little stack that comes out here. Oh, god damn it, GoTV. Moved me away from them just as I was trying to show off that little stack they had going for themselves. They still have it going right here, though, as you can see, and they're trying to look out for anybody that would be pressing over, and you can just see like how little of Kévin would be able to be seen around that corner. What they don't notice here is shox, who is sitting behind, I guess that's the computer. And they'll press forward into that, so maybe they'll get caught off guard by him, but he's already been hit as they've realized he's here. So he's going to pop out, oh, way too early, though, and Jumpy's going to be able to easily finish him off. So already, members of GreyFace, nobody going down just as of yet. And I think they're just waiting for the cue to come out here from both Kévin along with Jumpy to push their way back in here to the A site. As they've got Titan surrounded, it's all just about finishing them off at this point. Youns is going to get himself out in the open. He does manage to pick up one little headshot over here onto BARBARR, but now he's down to 25 HP. You can see him pressing forward to try and surprise these players, either just by rolling in a T-con or waiting for the push to come out from that direction, but overall, very unsatisfying push here from GreyFace as they take it super slowly. It pans out, because they're only going to end up losing probably 2 of these players. But they still take their time, and I think because of how silly they were playing it, to be honest, their Titan was given a very large chance to line up some of those shots. And we do see at the very least there's 2 kills coming out as we go into the next round here. GreyFace, of course, still tying things up, and the money situation is still looking very, very good indeed for the T's as we look in the post-buy scenario. Got the biggest player sitting at 9.7, that's Kévin, 6.3 on BARBARR, 7.6 on Kévin, as long with a 5.3 stack on a Jumpy. So 4 to 5, still in a very good position to rebuy. Obviously for pauf, they're going to be able to drop a gun for him. But the big important thing now is Titan get themselves back into the mix as well with a big buy for themselves. But already Existence, they know the push is coming out there from ladder, so he just lines up the shot. He's going to be able to finish off Jumpy. So there's 1 kill for the CTs. Now they're going to try to press forward, but not making progress as easily as some of their previous rounds. Kévin jump up on top. He's going to be able to find the shot onto Existence. Not for some reason not catching him there on the pop train. Now as well, Scream has to fall back from his current position where he was going to go up on top. Kévin finding this nice little shot as well on a shox, and there's going to be an attempt from RpK to push back out, but he waits too long to take the shot, so BARBARR's going to be able to catch that, and once again, he shuts him down, and just like that, this round's been turned 180 degrees. BARBARR just cleaning him up at this point, as he's now going to find his second kill over here onto Scream, and it's just Youns stuck behind the ticket box. He does reveal himself, so he's going to get flashed. He finds one more kill before he falls, and tries to take that shot onto Kévin, but finally Kévin is going to be able to finish him off, and now GreyFace, they're going to take the lead here. They're going to be up by 1 point. They'll force the members of Titan to go on to another eco round, but for GreyFace now. This is only going to help them stack up even more cash, to be completely honest. Pauf does have to go for his rebuy, so it will reduce his money down a little bit, but the bank accounts of both SKYTTEN, Kaboom, and BARBARR will continue to grow, and you can just see it getting into the ludicrous amount. Kaboom's up to 5 digits now as he grows over 10k, and for Titan, just having trouble buying the essentials even on those gun rounds here. So Younes is going to be able to trade off a kill over here onto Kaboom after he kills his teammate. They know that that push is coming in from that avenue, but shox! In the meantime, going absolutely crazy back over here through Ivy, actually finishes off both of the pushers here, is the only player with armor too, and he doesn't take any damage from that, so they're caught completely off guard by this. Scream's gonna get the Huandig headshot as he shuts down Pauf, and now it's just BARBARR. So this round has been turned completely on its head once again here now. A complete opposite of what we had happening in the previous round, and for the most part, Titan should just be able to easily shut this one down unless BARBARR goes absolutely crazy. And he's gonna sit back inside of T-Con. Very, very patiently for the time being. He picks up the kill over here on a Scream, but now they know where he is, so it's just about finishing him off at this point. Trying to sneak his way over into a safe corner to watch out for a push from the other side, but not expecting shox to be here, and there we go. Shox is going to be able to finish it off. Even had that pressure coming in from Existence, so he might have ended up dying anyway, but it'll be finished off safely by the members of Titan. A lot of free guns coming out from that round, of course, with the op being picked up. That's going to get tossed over onto Younes. 2 more AKs in the mix here, and only 2 rifles need to get bought up. So in terms of a long game economy, this is a really great round for that last round. Specifically, was a really great round for Titan because they scavenged so much off of the corpses of the members of GreyFace. And in terms of overall here for GreyFace, that could have been a 2-point lead that they would have had here as Titan were on an eco, but they squander that a little bit too aggressively. Overconfidence as well here in terms of their pushes, thinking that they were safe at that point. And that is going to cost them heavily as now Titan will be able to retie things. And as we head into this round, combat already getting started. Scream, after losing 2 of his teammates, is going to be able to trade on a second kill as well. He'll take down Pauf. Jumpy holding behind the bomb train. He's going to connect an op shot over here onto Scream, and Existence is going to try to push out. Jumpy misses the flick, but now the flash comes out. That should hit Existence right in the face, but it's going to miss. So for the time being, Jumpy's going to end up falling back on top. shox catching some of these players off guard too. He's going to be able to catch up another kill just at the bottom of ladder as they try to work it for an outside take instead. But shox not actually expecting, I believe this is BARBARR to work his way out here. He'll finish him off with a nade, and now it's all in Existence's hands. Working against 1 AK, 1 up, sitting on the hands of BARBARR. He falls back for now, just to watch out for any additional nade coverage that will be coming in. Jumpy's going to get that plant, and the post plants are going to come out now for these guys as well, but Existence taking his time. A bit unfortunate because BARBARR is just lined up for that shot right now, but he's starting to think that it may be coming from another direction, and unfortunately for Existence, he adjusts his aim at just the perfect time, so BARBARR is going to be able to finish that one off. GreyFace, after a little bit of a bump in the road, they'll be able to correct the error from the previous round, take back the lead once again, up by 7 points, but because of what we saw in that eco round where Titan were able to scavenge so many guns for free, their money actually stays to a point where they can go for another force buy now, and they're going to go for that buy up here. We've got 2 rifles in the mix, 2 pistols, and 1 op sitting over here on shox at this point. So the team from Ivy once again is going to begin here now from GreyFace as they try to work for this once again. shox will be here, resist it with the op, looking for a shot on a Jumpy, and he's going to connect it. Slow peek on that one with just no support from his teammate at this time. Existence will be taking some heat from the T-sided opper back over inside of T-Con as well. That once again is going to be BARBARR. And now for the time being, Existence will be able to hold the tight corner just outside of T-Con as the rest of GreyFace is going to start exploring some other options here, working their way over here to the back B hull, so maybe check out what's going on at the bottom of ramp. RpK will be there to resist this, but as we can see here, there's BARBARR. He picks up another kill, so that reopens things on the outside yard once again. Flashes and whatnot coming in, so now they can start this take. It's, for the most part, Titan should be fully committed to this outside yard at this point, thinking the push is going to come in from this direction. And it's all on GreyFace to make the decision at this point. But now they've lost their other player, so, you know, now they can start to suspect that it's coming in. And this push from GreyFace has just been far too slow. RpK is going to execute 1. He knows that Kaboom snuck through in the meantime, too, so he's going to actually try to press up. We do see the stop on the plant coming out there from Kaboom, so Kaboom is actually going to be able to find the kill on RpK, but not expecting Younes to be coming back down there through the back halls. He thought SKYTTEN had it covered, and that's actually a big mistake from SKYTTEN not catching that, and Younes just barely able to escape out of that situation. He did some nice damage over here on SKYTTEN as well, bringing him down to about 16 HP. But as SKYTTEN presses forward now, he's going to have to try and see what he can work with, which may not be that much. Oh, actually catches Scream on the way up, but Younes is there to correct it. He'll finish him off, and Titan once again are now going to tie things back up here. off of the cusp of a very broken bye. Regardless of what happens here in this final round, this is still a very good half from GreyFace once again on their T side, picking up 7 rounds on Train and keeping it to, at the worst case scenario, an 8-7 disadvantage half, and at the best, an 8-7 advantage half if they can find this round once again. It's still very, very good, and we even look at Titan. They're not really solidified as of yet. Their money was still in a very, very weak spot going into that last round, and, you know, losing as many players as they did isn't going to do any favors in terms of bringing it back up to a point where everybody can get a rifle. So Scream is actually going to be stuck back down onto a 5-7. The rest of the players will have rifles, and shox will still have his op, and already he's going to be able to do work with this one. Shuts down BARBARR. Existence pressing forward, 2. He's going to be able to find another frag over here on a pauf, and there's Jumpy. Catch him with a not player kill over here. Looking for more, but has to be careful with it, but he gets a shot over here onto Scream. Despite the fact of him being completely blinded, he's going to be able to execute Scream anyway. Now there's an attempt to resist this now from the members of Titan, but as they press their way back over here towards the long once again, youns wide out in the open, but it doesn't even matter. He's going to catch 1 kill over here on Nahuin. Looking for the second. Thankfully, Jumpy's there to cover, and Kaboom finding one as well, so it's just RpK, and RpK falling a little bit short there with the spray at the end of it, so both Jumpy and Kaboom are going to work together to solidify that round for the members of GreyFace. They will once again lead on their T side here as they pick up 8 rounds on T side Train, and as for Titan, once again, they've got a little bit more work to do jumping onto their own T side to swing this back, and there just may yet be a chance for GreyFace to swing this map and take us on to a map number 3, which once again is going to be on Overpass. Overpass will be the map that we'll be playing third here. But looking again at the individual performances, BARBARR, interestingly enough, really not being given too many chances to work that up, I do believe. Still was able to impact a little bit with it, but more times than not, of course, all of the attention from Titan sort of being focused onto him. He was a player that got most of the heat for a lot of this half, so I think he unfortunately found himself dead more times than not, as we can see him dying about 10 times with the rest of his teammates. Kaboom, actually this time, will end up leading the charge in terms of a frag counter for his team, as we've been seeing him get some nice shots there. And then near the end too, we saw Jumpy having some very nice plays. Now that he got the op in his hands, we saw him having some pretty nice plays with the back over by Ivy too. Was able to impact in a pretty big way, but meanwhile for Titan, again, Scream bottom fragging, interestingly enough. The big players are actually going to end up being shox this time, as he actually has picked up 15 kills. Next one down is the fill-in, Younes, sitting down at 13 to 11. So here we go, guys. We're going live now with the second half here in their second map between Titan and GreyFace. GreyFace currently leads and will look to hold on to things here in their first round. Now jumping onto the CT side. And for Titan, back down to 7 rounds. A little bit more work to do to get themselves back into this, but off of the cusp of a T-sided pistol here, we'll definitely do that very, very quickly indeed. And to start off this round here, a lot of presence on Ivy coming out here from the members of Titan as they push their way out towards this one. Queen holds strong for now, but he takes a big amount of damage, up to 10 HP. Existence is not going to find that trade, so at the end of the day, Titan will still win things out here in this initial push, working their way in the outside yard. They don't have full control of it as of yet, but now RpK is going to surprise too. Catches Sweeten completely off guard. Younes jumping in. He's going to catch the headshot on a pauf, and RpK getting Jumpy. Jumpy jumps off of the ladder and gets the kill into RpK. Now they're still in this at this point, but he's going to pop outside a ladder room looking for the trade. BARBARR is found out by Scream. Jumpy does pick up a headshot, but Titan are smart about this. They do decide to roll into the inside yard instead here, just to ensure they can keep everybody alive and well, and that they can hold as big of an advantage as possible. But now Jumpy's getting himself in. He's not going to be able to catch a Younes as he relocates himself over towards the upper back halls there. And now he's just going to have to make a dry push to try and retake this. No extra utility on his belt or anything like that. He's bought armor, so it's not like he can really afford it. He's even going to loop around just to check every single angle that's possible, but all this time has been given to Titan just to secure things at this point, and as he goes in, obviously, Younes is just ready for this. It's planted perfectly for him, and it's all about just executing it at this point, and he does get the 1 kill, looking for the second, but Existence is going to be able to trade it back out, finishes him off, and Titan, with 1 player left alive, are going to be able to win the pistol once again over here on T side. They'll retie things back up here at 8 points, and for GreyFace, we'll see if they go for a big buy up here in this second round or not. Not actually seeing it too much here. No armor pickups or anything. They do go for the upgraded pistols, but that's not really a full committal. They don't have armor or really a whole lot of utility behind it, with the exception of Queen, and Queen's gone for the P250 buy up anyway, so it sort of makes up for that. So fairly light round here coming out for the members of GreyFace to try and resist it. And it's basically the same thing once again here from Titan. Kaboom trying to take some opening shots. Queen's going to toss that native too, but it goes a little bit too far. Existence is able to pick up 1 frag over here on a pauf. BARBARR getting finished off, and there's just nothing being traded out. Very quick 4 kills coming out there for the members of Titan. They do take a little bit of heat from it, so maybe we could see Jumpy if he gets lined up with some opportunities to take out some of these members over here of Titan, but for the most part, they're pretty solid. Scream will be taking on more than likely Jumpy at this point, and if Jumpy does decide to push in towards his angle, he's sitting at full HP, so should be able to handle that duel versus the P250 with him at 100 HP, but with no armor behind it. Jumpy, though, doesn't actually decide to press forward to this. Jumpy just going to move himself inside of Z in hopes of catching something there. They've actually moved away from the bomb, but Younes is here. He's spotting them now. There we go. He's going to be able to find him. Maybe. Not yet, but the timer's too low, so he wouldn't have been able to injure this anyway. And as he runs away, pretty sure he's still too close. And he's going to get caught by Existence anyway. So even if he did get out of range, even if he did not blow up to the bomb, and even if with him scouting that Mach 10, Existence is still going to be able to catch him. And there you have it. The factor is not working very well indeed for the members of GreyFace. Now they're going to lose their lead. Keep in mind that they didn't really buy up anything on that second round too much anyway, so now on this other round, they're just going to go for the full save completely. For the most part, everybody's picking up P250. Still looking at a P2K on BARBARR, but that's, I believe, in order to save up for the op, as they're going to focus on that fourth round more than anything here. And the third round, more than likely, is just going to be another walkover for the members of Titan. So, here they go. Cleaning things up already. shox finding 2. BARBARR does catch a trade, but has done enough damage here to really make up for it, essentially. Jumpy gonna find his kill over here on the Youns as he gets a little bit overconfident once again, and is going to end up getting traded out. So, not a bad amount of damage being done here, to be completely honest. And along with BARBARR picking up this AK once again, this is overall not too bad of a round. Unfortunately, BARBARR is left as the final player, and he's not really in a safe spot just as of yet, so shox is going to be able to roll right in and finish him off, so he won't be saving that AK. Would have been great if he could have done so, because GreyFace looks like they're going to be playing a very economy-focused CT side here with the way that they took these eco rounds. So if he would have been able to save that, that would have been great for stacking up the cash, but it's not going to come through, as he's kind of stuck out in the open there once he got that AK. The members of Titan just had to go and locate him and finish him off there in the tight angle. Now for GreyFace, they're going to go for the buy anyway, and because of this save that they went for on both of these rounds, they're actually going to be able to afford a double op setup with armor behind both of the ops as well. And there we go, it's doing some work. BARBARR already shutting down one player here that tries to push inside of T-Con. shox is going to get hit by a nade, so he's dropped down to 61 HP, and Jumpy finding an additional kill here as well on the RpK. So all this effort, you're thinking, oh man, Titan's just going to run over things now. These anti-ecos went great. Yeah, there was a reason for that. And that was because GreyFace wanted to save up now to get this double op set up that Titan foolishly thought that they could just push right in towards, and already here they've been doing some work. So now for Titan, they've had to rotate some of their players here. They're going to try to go for an inside take. Right now, not a whole lot of defense in here, but they do have Jumpy with armed up with the op. He's going to commit a little more, and they've got some more reinforcements on the way here too. Should have been able to just see Younes there around the corners. He spotted him, but as he pops out, a little bit too early there. The smoke's not going to pop out, so Jumpy catches the kill. shox catches the response, but BARBARR as well catching the response to the response as he shuts down Existence. Now it's just shox. Tries to go for the bait there by planting the bomb, but Queaton catching that anyway. He's going to finish him off. No additional kills coming off onto the CTs. And that is exactly the round that GreyFace wanted to have coming off of those 2 saves. They do let Titan get a little bit of a lead, but now they're going to be able to strike back in a big way. The big thing now, though, is getting past this second round, of course, because, yeah, they're doing good. They're saving up at this point, but now their losing bonus has been reset now, so if they end up dropping this one, they're not going to get a big losing bonus, and, you know, they can still go for a FAMAS buy for pretty much everybody, but it's going to be much better for them to save in that case if they want to keep these full, fruitful buys going for themselves here at this point. If they can get through this round, though, they should probably force Titan onto an eco, and at that point, they're going to be in the clear, and they can take the lead and try to grow it from that point forward. Scream and RpK, though, catching the first 2 kills. Queaton does get a response, and Existence pushing it heavily over here onto Ivy as well. Gonna get right behind Kaboom, catches him, rips him apart with that Tech 9, and in the meantime, Kaboom with the catching that kill over here onto shox. Now Queaton's gonna push back outside of Z. He's gonna find Scream very, very low in the process, but it's been evenly traded back onto the T's as well. Youns is sitting down at 25 HP, so both of these teams heavily injured. And Existence is gonna put himself up onto Heaven here now as the plant's gonna be coming in now from Youns. Watching out more specifically for a player to come in from drop over there by the ladder room and trying to bait out the peak too as he goes for the plant. Not committing to it just as of yet on the T side as they have plenty of time to work with here. So while this push will not immediately come out from Queaton, it is going to buy him the time he needs to actually rotate back down over towards this area and do exactly what Titan are expecting him to do at this point. So just waiting down that timer. Existence is going to D-jump down and takes a little bit of heat. Takes a little bit of damage actually as he jumps down there from Heaven. And now we're going to see the plant coming in here. So they should be able to hear that. And they're going to slowly creep back in here as well. Existence very overexposed to Queaton. And looking the complete wrong direction right now. Thankfully, he is going to correct it. But the big thing that needs to be kept alive here is Younes, as he's only got 25 HP. So he's got to be careful. They fall back in a very, very big way. And now GreyFace creeping in here, thinking that they have themselves sort of an open sight. Jumpy's even gone up to Heaven, but there's one kill being caught. The Molly's gonna get tossed back there as well, and now everything's on existence. He gets Molly, so he's gotta press a little bit more, but he finds one. Not gonna find the second, though. And Jumpy with the quick response. He's gonna win out the round once again for GreyFace. Very close, and Titan had a great entry for themselves, but GreyFace played slowly, and Titan themselves also played a little bit too slowly in terms of getting that plant and starting the timer. They allowed GreyFace to get themselves into the exact positions they wanted to for that retake, and obviously the easy kill comes off onto Youns, and from that point forward, it's... Pardon me, it's onto existence. Sorry guys, 1 second. The bad thing about solo casting is you don't get a lot of time to drink, so I'm gonna take a quick sip there. Anyway, Titan go for a quick take on the inside yard. Jumpy's really the only player here, so this is a big problem for the members of GreyFace. Again, they've got nobody to support this, and they've got to rotate them all in, and they're gonna be in very awkward positions. They just have to go for re-entries right from the get-go here. They're gonna find 1, 2, and 3 kills, and thankfully, this re-entry is going swimmingly now. Scream's gonna keep himself down to 91 HP, but he should still be able to pick up this kill at the very least on the PAL. Finds this one, but look at shox. shox creeping in. Kabum finds that 1 kill, but now shox reveals himself. Nothing being picked up, and I think he might have fired a little bit too soon because now he's been found out. Queen's going to be able to finish him off. We've got the defuse coming in there from Kabum. He's going to be able to defuse it. And again, the round managed very, very well indeed by the members of GreyFace. They pick up their 11th point and now hold the lead against Titan here. And Titan not really going to be able to go for too big of a buy this time around should they decide to do so. So, looking at Titan once again here now, they're not really going to be able to buy up too much in this round, in terms of big guns anyway. They do get Tech 9 armor buys at least. RpK is going to go for a CZ buy. But looking back over at GreyFace once again, they're looking very, very good indeed, and already some shutdowns coming in here. We saw an aggressive peek coming out there from Jumpy as he headed into the back halls. Going to very quickly fall back, but some more support is going to come in now from BARBARR as well as he works his way out through Z and is here to support from a ramp push. Surprisingly, though, just to take a look at the money here for a second, any kills a Titan can grab is going to reduce the money situation for GreyFace because despite all of these rounds being picked up by them in a row now, this is 3 in a row, and it has put them back into a 1-point lead, back to where they were at the beginning of the half, but with all these kills they've been getting on the members of GreyFace, really all Titan need to do is pick up 1 round and they force them onto an eco, and unless we see, a lot cleaner rounds coming out from GreyFace, that's not going to change anytime soon, so they work their way in here. They are allowed to work their way outside of uppers. There wasn't a big presence actually watching that, so they were able to get out pretty cleanly from their existence. He's going to pick up a kill on Queenton, as unfortunately he was surrounded there essentially. Kabum looking for the spray, but he can't find the final shots that are needed, but that's going to be Kabum that comes in to finish it. BARBARR as well finishes off another one, and then Jumpy and Kabum catch the final 2. So GreyFace once again going to be able to manage it a lot cleaner that time, and as we were saying before, with them keeping anywhere between like 2 to 3 players alive, that wasn't necessarily the best scenario for GreyFace, but keeping 4 alive is going to help. Finally, the money can grow up a little bit here for the members of GreyFace, and they can get themselves into a good spot of trying to be able to get to a position where they can not only just make it through, of course, the rounds where they win, but also make it through maybe 1 loss and still be able to rebuy off of the cusp of that. So, Titan again, they'll go for another buy here after saving, of course, the op included. Back over here onto Youns this time, and Existence, RpK, along with shox and Scream, of course. Gonna pick up their AKs. Full utility behind Scream, RpK, and Existence. shox takes it a little bit lighter, of course, but 3 mollies is plenty, along with Youns still having a smoke too, so nothing to worry about for these guys. And they're gonna take it slow at first, but lining up for a default A essentially right now, right from the get-go. Not really a whole lot of innovation, unfortunately, on the offense here coming in from Titan, but not really a whole lot is needed. As again, it's on train, and obviously it's still a very awkward map for a lot of teams. So, Kabum, back over here from GreyFace, will be tasked with holding things. He does manage to bait out a fallback there from shox, and is almost going to kill him. So at the very least, he finds out that presence is there. If they could catch something inside of T-Con, or even ladder room there, then they're going to know that this is going to be an outside take. I think they may have figured this out already. As you can see, there's 4 players committed to it once again. Even Jumpy is starting to shift himself a little bit back over there towards Z to watch out for a potential push in from that angle. Unfortunately, he does have to kind of swing back and forth because he's watching this, but now's the big test because 2 of these smokes end up coming into this site. And Jumpy is going to end up calling for reinforcements here, so they'll be left without any of the oppers here. It's all going to be the riflers inside of the outside site, but BARBARR thankfully catches onto it just as the take starts over here. He's not going to be able to catch that shot on his Scream as he gets flashed in the process, and Scream finds an opening kill. BARBARR is there for the trade, though, and pauf picking up 1 as well. He's going to pop back out on Ivy, and he's found 2 kills already. Looking for a 3rd, and some stylish play with that one as he flips around before he finds it. Youns at the very least picks up a kill on BARBARR, but now he's trapped, sitting behind the bomb train, and Jumpy with the op is going to be able to finish him off. So a great hold by GreyFace. And now they are up 13-10 on train. And making my prediction completely wrong at this point now as they lead. Titan once again are going to have to save this time. And GreyFace now, that'll put them, and actually no, they're going to force it up here. This is going to put GreyFace, if they win this one, up to 14 points. Titan will be left with not a whole lot of cash left in the bank. Specifically on these 3 players, only $100 left, so Titan actually might end up losing this here if this round doesn't end up going so well. There's Jumpy already catching one of them. The Molly's going to come down a little bit off the angle, but it's going to connect where they needed to anyway. Jumpy finding another one, and then they've got SKYTTEN in here. Along with the fact that they've got BARBARR as well in there as well. That offense just goes completely nowhere. That's an absolute disaster for Titan. They just try to waltz right into the site, essentially. Not a whole lot of utility being used. The flashes and whatnot don't connect where they need to, and GreyFace just has a cross-angle setup almost everywhere the Titan tries to go. So that completely fails. And here on the 14th round, they're going to buy up whatever the hell they can, but it's not much. 2 Tech 9s are still in play now in both Existence and shox. Scream has to go for a Galil, RpK onto an AK. Youns gets his op at the very least, but I mean, now we're just looking at the money actually growing and getting into a ludicrous point here for the members of GreyFace. They were looking very good, and Jumpy again is able to go for that aggressive peek. Thankfully, that Molly that was tossed down at least allows the response to come back out, but still, the fact that he's allowed to do this, and the fact that he knows now that there's 3 players at least committed to this, the push here to the outside, or the inside yard, is not the best situation for Titan, because now they can rotate in to try to counter this out a little more. A little bit of a standoff happening back over here through Ivy as well, as shox is currently looking for a chance to try and toss this knife or this smoke out of here, but that's going to be a little bit awkward. As that Molly, he gets caught on the pallet or something as he tries to retreat, and shox is going to be able to finish him back off. We see another going out from SKYTTEN. Existence trades this out, but now they're working their way in. They get the plant going here, but Existence very much so focused on getting himself into a safe spot, and Scream just pushing out at this point, further in, not even looking out for BARBARR, who all this time was sitting literally right next to these guys, so there's going to be one of the 2 kills that are needed. All they've got to do is finish off Existence now. This would be a monster hole from Existence if he could find it, but denied. As Kaboom, they're just going to open fire there on the smoke. Gets lucky as he picks up the headshot. So there you go. GreyFace on match point here now. About to take a map off of Titan. What is essentially this pug here for the most part. GreyFace taking this map off of Titan. Very, very impressive indeed. And for Titan, obviously harking that there is some work that needs to be done back over here on Train. Not one of their stronger maps. So it's interesting, at least in this matchup. So it's interesting to see that they did pick this despite that. But obviously with a lot of their bigger maps being banned out, not much of a choice because it was either going to be this or Overpass. And that is what we're probably going to be headed into next here. Now, Titan, I think a little bit more of a competent buy this time around as they're able to pick up the AKs and whatnot. But BARBARR, thankfully holding strong here once again, picking up 2 frags. shox tries to roll through, but it's instantly traded out by Kaboom. Scream finding one as well. Scream finding another one, but there's Kaboom once again, picking up a 2nd kill for himself. And now it's just Scream working this 1-on-2. He's got 1 minute and 15 seconds, but as he pops out here, Kaboom's going to be able to finish it off, and that's going to be it, guys. GreyFace put things up to 1-1. 16-10 is going to be map 2's score. Both teams take away each other's map choices. This means we're heading on to map number 3, which is going to be on Overpass, folks. So stick around for that. It's going to be back here in about 5 minutes. So we'll be bringing that to you in just a little bit here, once again, at the StarLadder StarSeries Season 14, presented by iLeague right here on Twitch.